Hello Aries, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. This is an older box. I actually do have a newer version of this, but it's a smaller deck, and I don't know where it is, so I'm using this one. Supportive Oracle cards. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. Ridiculous amount of websites, but if you're interested, Freeze Frame, check out those websites. There are some more. ColetteBaronReed.com is one of them. Freeze Frame. It's at the end of the first, well, the end of that first paragraph, if I do it like that, under her picture. There's also the illustrator Jenna. Here's some stuff about Jenna, if I can get it to focus. And there's websites at the bottom, if you want to freeze frame and check that out. Okay. I think we got everything out there, so if you want to check out those creators, you can do that. What do we have for Aries? Okay, let's just... What is happening? This is going to be one of those with a... Okay. What is going on? This is interesting already. Do you like what's going on? Do you? You got the Ace of Cups to start off with, where you're standing. Like, things seem to be working out where they're supposed to. Somebody that you've had a good connection with in the past, there seems to be... Like, it's somebody from the past, but is it coming back? I think we need to do a little bit more from this. Justice and the Three of Cups. This makes me question if they were a friend. Not in a bad way, but in the sense of like friend versus acquaintance. Like friends you hang out with, you know what I mean? Friends you watch a movie with, you do something with, you know, you talk with about things. Acquaintances, like, I think of in the sense of like you work with people or you just kind of know them through other people. You might talk about some things with them, but nothing really too deep. Like, to make it simple, like you might talk about a barbecue or maybe a game you both like, but you won't get into like, you know, how you feel about politics or religion or stuff like that. So that's kind of more the surface level acquaintance. It's not a bad thing. I do feel more acquaintance. Somebody from the past, it feels like they were more of an acquaintance, though. Which also makes me feel like it's you like them, but you weren't falling all over yourself about them, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, they're cool. I don't mind talking to them. It's fine. I don't really feel like I had strong feelings either way about them. Like, yeah, they're here, cool. They're not, same thing. But no, not in a negative way. Like, if they're not around, they got other things to do. Okay, cool. They're here, they want to talk. Okay, cool. That's kind of what that's from the past. When they show back up again, you do seem to like them. So something might have changed, or maybe there's been a conversation that was a little bit more direct. Aries seems to like more direct. So maybe this person, when they came around this time and they started talking to you, they said something to you that was very direct. Like maybe they said that they, you know, oh yeah, I remember talking to you. That was a good time. I used to like talking to you. Or something more direct that you kind of like, oh, okay, I like that. Something good. Also something that, like, what am I supposed to do with that at the same time? Which I think you also liked. No, I do think you also liked it. That's weird. You're going to see these cards, and if you know what these cards mean, you're going to like, well... The Four of Cups is kind of like things are good, but not quite perfect. Kind of like I have 75% of what I want and 25% I don't know what to do with. But I think, ironically, like nothing has been decided. Like there's nothing... I don't feel like there's been boundaries set, if that helps. And I feel that with the Four of Cups. Like boundaries have not been set. But there could be a chance for more. That fourth cup seems like the unknown. And then I'm asking myself, do I want to, or is it appropriate for me to see what that fourth cup holds? That fourth cup could be empty, or it could have juice, or it could have wine, or it could have milk, or it could have some ice cream. Who the hell knows? It could have anything. It could be a dessert cup for all we know. There could be pudding in there. Could be sauce. Could be dipping sauce. Like, we can keep going. Like, that's the thing. What's in that cup? I don't know why I'm going down that road. Like, okay, we get it. What's in the cup? You are holding back? Let me just double check that. There's a reason if you do. Aries will. If it seems strategically like I need to, then you will. I get that. It's not like you can't. I'm not saying you can't. But, like, if you do, like, why? 7 of Wands. And then also the other 7. No, that's not the 7 of Wands. That's the 10 of Wands. The 7 of Major Arcana. The Chariot reversed, which is telling me I want to move forward, but I'm not. I'm conflicted about it. I'm not moving. 10 of Wands is telling me there's a reason. There's definitely a reason. I can find a way to get to, I can get the information. But I'm also kind of like, Aries is very direct. So you're not going to play a game about getting it. If you want to know, you're going to find out. But the thing is, by doing so, what am I doing by doing so? Like, if you want to know something, you usually ask. Like, you know how to ask things. Aries is smart. I feel like I get annoyed when people don't realize how smart Aries is. Aries is smart. Aries is just blunt because they don't like the BS. So they're like, we don't need the BS. So, poof, there you go. It's my Venus. My Venus is in Aries. So in certain subjects, I'm just like, this is it. Like, so what are we doing? And it has nothing to do with intelligence. It's usually frustration, quite frankly. That's what I think. Like, Aries gets frustrated and is just like, listen, what's the answer? Here's the question. Just tell me the answer. Just what is it? Maybe it's just because of my placement with it. Maybe it's that, just to be fair. Because I feel it. I'm just like, So if you're going to ask, you're probably going to ask in a very direct fashion, or as direct as you feel appropriate. Aries is smart. Again, like, if it's somebody you're dealing with, you need to ask it in a certain context, a certain way. You'll be aware of that, and you'll work with it. But you're not going to take 5 years to get there. It's kind of like, well, I can stretch it out to 5 minutes. That's as long as you're going to get. I'll give you a 5-minute conversation, but within 5 minutes, you're going to know what I want to know. I'm going to ask my question. I'm going to find a way to ask it. 5 minutes is the longest I can hold back. If I've decided I'm going to ask it, I feel like that's where we're going. It does take a little tact. You can do that, though. It's all about wanting to, and it's how important it is to you. And I feel like you're also looking at this kind of like, all right, I got to think about how this person takes this type of question. So you may also, it's kind of like, all right, just go there. With the dating thing, maybe it's something with dating. Doesn't have to be, just in case it's that, something like that. You would be smart enough easily to go, first I'm going to see if they're if they're looking to date people. Because if they tell me they're not, then if you're interested in them in a romantic sense, and they're like, and you start that subject, are you looking to date people? And they're like, no. That's pretty much the answer as far as I can see. Or you'll make your point known. You know how to bring it forward. I can't get too far down that road because I feel like it's going to depend on what the subject matter is. If it's a business situation and you want to move forward in a department, you'll know how to start that conversation. Kind of like, I have aspirations to go there. Do you think that's possible here? And you'll bring it forward as you need to. You also know how to bring it forward, though. It depends who you're talking to. You know how to match that. And I do feel like it takes some tact. The thing is, though, something's going on here. Something is definitely going on here. There's a change going on. There's definitely somebody, I don't know what they're doing, but they're direct because they like you. They're direct because they want something. They're on your side on something. Why is this not so apparent, though? They are on, when I'm getting these two cards, the Emperor, that's the Aries card. You're Aries. That's what this is for, right? It's a general read, but still. Even if you're not an Aries and you're watching this is basically saying they're on your side. They are, and like, they want what they want, and they're looking towards you like you match what they want. Doesn't have to be romance. Could be a business thing. Could be somebody wants your help with something. I don't know. Whatever they're connecting with you on, definitely, this is why they approached you. I feel like they came back toward you. This is why they might not have just shown it right off the bat. They're trying to do the same thing you are. They're trying to get an idea of like where you stand before they bring something forward. The question is this the same thing both ways? There is a connection here. This is good. But there's a rocky road, and I'm like trying to approach it. Like, why is there a rocky road here? I don't want to pull these cards, but I will. Public opinion is what I'm getting with the Ringmaster, and then like trying to get through that. I don't know. This might be stereotypical, but Aries usually doesn't give a crap. Like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, but you have more tact than people give you credit for. It's just if you decide it's worth it, if it's warranted. There's a rocky road coming, and I'm trying to get into it because I'm getting like, whatever's going on, we have to keep it kind of quiet because it's going to affect other people. So if it's a job situation, it may be one of those things where somebody approaches you and it's kind of like, listen, Aries, there's a position actually that we want you for, but we have to make sure you want it before we really offer it. And the thing is, we also have to do our due diligence. We're going to have to post it. Like, I can give you nine times out of I give you a 90% chance of getting this job if you apply for it. We do have to post for it. For whatever reason, we need you to also not tell people that we've approached you because of how we have to do this for whatever reason. I haven't been approached by like that at a job, so I don't have experience with that, but I have had a few different people throughout the years tell me how they were told they had the job before the job even went up. And I thought that was interesting. I don't know. If they already know and they just have to do it the way they have to do it for whatever reason, I don't know. You feel about that the way you feel about that. But I'm saying it could be something like that. Also, if we're going to go down the romantic thing, just in case it's going down that lane, the process might be going through. Whatever that process is, to where somebody's changing their life. Maybe they've moved out, but they've just moved out. You know, when somebody ends a relationship, I feel like it's like just ended a relationship, but they're in that process where maybe the paint hasn't dried. The paint hasn't dried. The paint hasn't dried. I've seen, because I've done these readings before, people may not be able to accept that something is over in that process. The person who approached you may be like, well, I was over it. I've been over it for a while. It's just now we're finishing it off. The other person that they've left or whatever, or maybe other people involved, may still be kind of like working with accepting the change. There may be other people involved, there may be children involved who are still working with accepting the change. So for that reason, we might have to keep it private for a while. I feel like this is not difficult for Aries if, and pretty much only if, I could be wrong. I hate saying only, but it's coming across that way. So, and this reading is valid for whenever you're coming to it. It's kind of like, all right, listen, I understand we have to keep this private, but there's a time limit. So let's decide how long is this gonna stay in the shadows? How long? Because I'm not spending years like this. Maybe you're like, all right, I'll give it 6 months. Maybe you're willing to give it a year because like the paint, I keep getting the paint hasn't dried. Do we give it a year? Like if you said like, all right, I think I need to know how long we need to do this for. So like if you're like, you know what, I'll give you 3 chances. Every 6 months we'll check it. In 6 months, is it a good time or not? If it's not, okay, we'll do another 6 months. That's one chance. At the second one, so at a year mark, if we can do it, great. If we can't, we need to really understand why we can't. The third is either do or don't. If you've decided that that's okay, if you have decided that, I feel like you're fine. Kind of like, we're going to make this note. When the 6 months comes up, we're going to talk about it. Not a good time? Okay, let's talk about why. All right, fine. Year comes up, that's the second 6 months. No, are you really sure? Because I'm only going to give you one last chance here, 6 more months. And if we can't do it, then we're not going to be able to do it. We're going to let it go. I feel like you can work with that. You can tell them if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm flat out wrong, I'm just flat out wrong. But I feel like if we have these set in place, like, all right, yeah, I understand right now it's a little too hairy scary. Let's not do it. Let's not be out public about it, but we do want to be together. Let's do this 6 months thing. We'll check it in 6 months. If for some reason, like what reason though, but why? It's going to not be just like, oh, okay, I'm not ready. No. We're going to have to talk it out. Why are we not ready? And if you give it a second 6 months, same thing. It's like there's 2 talks, but at the third and final, it's like if you're not ready now, you're not going to be ready. I don't think it's going to last that. I feel like it's going to be within the first 6 months for the majority of you. But having that buffer gives you something to work with. Kind of like, all right, in case we have to have that talk, in case something isn't quite right, but we have to talk out why. Because I'm getting the Shadow Queen here. I'm also getting like having to deal with other people's opinions. Also, like this is public opinion to me. This is also can be public opinion depending how it's coming in. I'm definitely an intuitive reader, how it feels as it's touching base with other people. I also see you don't like it. That's not the way Aries usually rolls. Kind of like if we're going to have it public, we need to have, like, I don't want to, I'm not, Aries doesn't hide in the shadows. That's not really Aries style. If it seems like it's necessary for a better outcome, if you really feel like it's necessary, I feel like you will, because of like the circumstances, but it won't be a permanent thing. I won't live there. If I have to go there, and then I'm not going to be happy about being there. You might want to warn. If you're dealing with somebody else, you might want to let them know, like, I'll do it. I'm not going to be happy about it. So I'm not going to be happy about it. So the sooner we can get over this period of time, the better it'll be for everybody. Like, I do see a good outcome. This seems weird to me. You will do what you need to do. This seems really odd to me. Like I'm still like questioning. This is an Aries read because this seems strange. As this time period passes, whatever it is, and you had to keep something quiet, be it a job, romance, whatever, for whatever reason you had to keep it private, I feel like it will never come out. I feel like we can never be. I just feel like it'll never come to light that this time period was going on. We're gonna have to keep it private going forward. And there's other people involved, and that's why. The Sun card tells me it's fine. I'm like, that's why I'm like, really? I don't know. That's how it's coming through. If it's wrong, it's wrong. This is not the normal Aries energy I'm familiar with, but it's kind of like whatever it is. I guess because if it's children involved, and it's just kind of like we kept it private and it was nobody else's business, and we just kind of like when we officially became a couple, we just. That's what we use. That's what we use, and that's just how it is. And anything before that is nobody's business. We just keep it private. Okay, because they're showing me the other angle. Like Aries also has that attitude. Like just because it's the truth doesn't mean it's everybody's business. But usually, yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. It'll work out, but I get like this time period will always stay private. It just will not be public knowledge. Maybe Aries can do that easier than I think because it's like it kind of twinges me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like that. But if I need to, I feel like I will. I keep getting that energy for Aries too. It depends what it is. All right, I'm gonna post this reading, and we'll find out because y'all will tell me. Y'all will tell me. So, all right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same information. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hello again. I think I'm going to put this at the end of the video. I just want people to know I don't message people to get readings from me. I think it's Instagram. Am I on Instagram? I think I'm on Instagram. This is my actual Instagram. I think it's in the link below. You'll notice I'm following 51 people. There's a scammer out there, which I can't see them. I'm guessing they blocked me. Somebody said that they think they blocked me. But if I can see, I don't want that person's name up there because I don't. They put my handle with my picture. I just don't want to put somebody helped me out and sent me this, and thank you. I don't have 14,000. I'm not following 14,000. I don't have 2,000 followers, and I have more than 20 posts. Like,
you'll see that little moon thing there on the picture. I don't want to put that person's name out there. I don't think they want that. But somebody was nice enough to send me the picture of what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is the wrong one. If you see it, if you could like either post like a balloon, like a little red balloon because it's fake, or just report it. Just, don't follow that one. I don't ask people to buy readings like that. Like, I put the message at the end of the video, but I'm not going to instant message you saying, hey, whatever this person's saying. They say some weird stuff like love and light, if I saw it right, which is whatever. But I don't do that either. I'm trying to find if I can see another example. There's been a couple people that have sent me the screenshot of this person imitating me. I don't do that. I don't text people asking them to buy a reading. So please be aware. This YouTube channel, James13 Wicca, the Instagram without the underscore, that should be below. Like without there's no underscore in it. So, if you see other things, let me know, but that's the only actual me. And again, I'm not going to send you a message, an email, or anything saying, hey, maybe you should get a reading from me. I don't do that. I put up the information. If you email me for like the details and how to get one, I will send that to you, but then it's also on you if you want to do that or not, and to choose which one you want of my options. I just want people to be aware, because I've heard it happening to other YouTubers who do like I do with the readings on here. If they're texting you or sending you a message, you might want to go to their YouTube where they actually post their new videos and make sure that's the correct one to be sure. And then send them an email and ask them, like, have you? Like, double check that, because I think it's happening to a lot of readers. So just be aware of it. And if you notice a fake account, please report it, especially if you notice it's mine, please report it. Thank you for watching. I just want to make sure people are aware that this is happening. Have a good day.